Errol Spence just admitted the biggest mistake of his career, and it might explain why he hasn't been the same since his brutal loss to Terence Crawford.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford want to challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud.
He can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't. Like everything that I've accomplished, he's still trying to accomplish.
Do you not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Yeah, he's right, dude. He's right.
How? He fought in one division.
Never unified the belts.
He unified.
Did unify.
IBF. He unified.
After so much silence, Terence Crawford, Errol Spence has finally called for a rematch between the pair, following Terence Crawford's recent claims about him being a substandard fighter. While it seems late to pursue a rematch against Crawford, Errol Spence has tried his luck and decided to call out the two-time undisputed champion after several moments of disrespect from Crawford.
I would never want to fight him coming off an accident like that, because when I beat him, then y'all gonna say it was because of the accident. He fight. He beat Danny Garcia. I was in the crowd. I said, nah, he can't beat me. That's the first time I seen Spence fight live. I said.
So you knew then when you seen that?
I'm like, yeah, because it's different on TV than when you watching it up close in person.
Fight. Did unify.
IBF. He unified.
Yeah. Was it?
He had three. He had the WBC,
he didn't unify all
WBA,
four. He wasn't
IBF.
undisputed.
Huh?
He wasn't undisputed.
He wasn't. No, but what I'm saying is, they already called him a weight bully, right? He beat Kell Brook coming off of a loss, an eye injury. He beat Sean Porter.
In all fairness, he had to go over there to get that.
Their first fight didn't end well for Spence, and it's surely one of the reasons why his stock dropped massively as a boxer, following an embarrassing performance that will never be forgotten. Sadly for Spence, many in the boxing community have defined him by his fight against Terence Crawford. He called for a rematch on social media while responding to a clip in which Terence Crawford was being interviewed and asked whether Errol Spence was worthy of receiving a spot in the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Well, along my career, I've been criticized, and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments, just off of pure hate. So what would they be able to say with me going up 2 weight classes?
People say, oh, well, maybe it was the weight or whatever the case is. What do you think about that? Like, talking about the weight at 154?
Well, I wasn't worried about that. I felt stronger than him. I felt that I punched harder than him. I felt as if I hurt him many of the time.
Of course, Crawford felt otherwise, claiming that Errol Spence would not be a Hall of Famer if he retired now. This was why Spence came for his head on social media. The disrespect is getting out of hand. We probably should run this back at this point.
Hold his head up, it's a learning experience. You just bounce back from it. It's about how you come back and how you show people that, that having young in your career and some.
That's a good win. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him or,
I understand
things like that, but I honestly don't know if he make it to the Hall of Fame with the...
Of course, this must have affected Errol Spence, whose last appearance in boxing was when he was promoting a fight featuring a boxer signed to his promotion. The bout was for the World Boxing Association lightweight title. Errol Spence Jr. hasn't returned to action since his 2023 loss to Terence Crawford. Spence and Crawford were once thought to be evenly matched. However, Crawford dominated the contest, handing Spence his first career loss. Spence now holds a record of 28-1 with 22 KOs.
Fight, but I just felt like he came prepared and he was ready and he fought a good fight. He was awkward. He was patient. He was He was determined. He stuck to his game plan, and he did what he had to do to.
Errol Spence has now revealed on social media that the worst thing he has done as an athlete was drinking. Spence's social media post also drew a reaction from Gervonta Davis, who fights Lamont Roach tonight. The worst thing I did to myself was drinking. If you're an athlete, focus on the end goal. Hopefully, it's a better situation for you and your loved ones. Apart from his defeat against Crawford, Spence has had a stellar career. However, his last performance led to a rise in criticism. Some fans have suggested that Spence no longer has what it takes. This recently prompted a reaction from Spence as he wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Some of y'all use "he washed too loosely." Post y'all mama so you can see what washed really is.
A lot of people say, oh, well, he's money hungry, he's looking at money and he's trying to cash out and this and that. I've been getting money for years. I've been getting millions for years. Yeah. And I'm not stupid with my money. Right. As you can see, I don't buy no Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and you know what I mean, walk around with 100 people around me and I got all this jewelry on.
Spence was a unified welterweight champion prior to his loss to Terence Crawford. He held the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles at that time. Spence remained a unified champion from 2017 to 2023. While he hasn't fought in nearly 2 years, Spence is still just 34, and fans can expect a big-name opponent upon his return. Two-weight undisputed champion Terence Crawford has recently found himself in controversy following his comments about former opponent Errol Spence Jr. The pair went toe-to-toe in 2023, where Crawford delivered a dominant, one-sided performance against the Truth. Since then, Spence Jr. has yet to make a comeback. The former unified welterweight champion had the option to invoke a rematch clause against Crawford, but ultimately chose not to pursue it.
He got caught. He should have boxed a little bit more, but things happen. You gotta learn from it. Definitely, it was exciting. I hope build up to it and leading up to it too. So it's something that I wouldn't change for nothing, and I'm definitely open to the rematch, and hopefully it'll be at 154.
More recently, he was linked to a potential fight against WBC and WBO super welterweight champion Sebastian Fundora. However, that too fell through after numerous delays, leaving many to speculate that Spence might never return to the ring. Meanwhile, Crawford continued to rise, reaching new heights in his career. The Nebraskan is now set to face Canelo Alvarez in September later this year. Ahead of this monumental clash, he appeared on Pound for Pound with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, where he stated that Spence Jr. does not yet deserve a spot in the Boxing Hall of Fame due to a lack of significant achievements compared to his own.
Steady traps, has crazy power that he believes in, and has a great chin too, because he'll let you get out punches.
Trax possesses incredible power that he firmly believes in. He has a great chance to capitalize on it, allowing him to land punches effectively. Errol Spence's future in boxing is uncertain, but one thing is clear. His career will never be the same after that brutal loss to Terence Crawford. Will he make a legendary comeback or fade into the past? Only time will tell. What do you think? Is Spence still a top contender, or has his time at the top come to an end? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more hard-hitting boxing content. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Until next time, stay tuned